Hello, I'm back. I'm Matima, and I wanted to start sharing my journey as a pro se plaintiff as I am suing these two companies, these two multi-million dollar companies. I think one of them is like worth over $1 billion. I don't know, but do believe that I checked the net worth of both of these individual companies before I decided to sue. But yes, I am my own lawyer. I'm my own attorney, my own representation in court. And I kind of wanted to talk about not the case itself. I won't be talking about that until it wraps, but I do want to talk about what I've learned in this process about myself, about these systems, about um, just lessons in general. But this first video, I kind of want to introduce the process of becoming a pro se litigant and like how I even ended up here. So, like I mentioned, I'm not going to talk about the case. I'm not going to disclose any names. Like, it's searchable if you want to search it, but like, it's pretty boring. um, and so I kind of wanted to just get into why did I choose to represent myself? That question is pretty easy. To be fair, I did not want to represent myself at all. I was looking for representation like the day after I got fired. I had been vetting and calling different law firms and looking for civil rights lawyers, regular lawyers, whatever. And each time I would get on the phone with these people, my spirit is literally cringing, even like recanting it. But they would ask me the same questions every time. It was a very extractive process. They were trying to figure out how much money I made, the name of the companies, what transpired. But it was all done very mechanically. It was devoid of humanity, devoid of compassion. I was being treated by these law firms the same way that these two companies were treating me when they mishandled me while I was employed by them. And at the time when I was looking for representation, I was still holding the wounding of being mistreated as a former employee. I hadn't healed through that. And, there's only so much healing you can do until the process like has come to a close. But I'm navigating the feeling, I'm navigating the event, I'm navigating like how I'm gonna like just live and take care of myself while also looking for representation, while also like doing several things at once. And so I'm dealing with these law firms and they are treating me like a number. They're treating me like um, something that they can potentially make money from. And that wasn't the only thing that like really was disturbing to me. Like these people want thousands of dollars up front. They don't want hundreds of dollars up front. They want thousands of dollars up front to even like sit and consider your case. Um, and if they take it on, they want more money. And to me, mind you, like I understand everyone is trying to make a living, all of that good stuff. Like the system is horrible, right? But um to me that doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like you are invested in getting justice for me when I'm paying you up front. Because at the end of the day, win or lose, you already have a take home, right? And to me, and obviously I'm no lawyer, so I don't know how this works, but if it were me, I would feel less inclined to go as hard as possible if I already got paid any bit of money, especially thousands of dollars up front. Um, and I just generally I don't trust that people who are within the system are going to have the same passion and verve as I would representing myself. So it wasn't an easy decision to make at all, but I decided to represent myself. And I do want to say there's been no point in time in this whole process, and it is challenging right now. Like I'm in the midst of an arbitration fight, but there's no point in this process at all where I felt like, oh, I should have gotten a lawyer, I should have hired out. No, like I have 100% faith in myself that whatever happens, I will have given it absolutely everything I could. I've controlled every bit of it that I could, and fought for myself the way that I know I deserve to be fought for. So yeah, there's no regret on my end about, especially, I'm going to keep that part to myself. I'm going to keep my opinions. I'm going to try very hard to keep my opinions about the opposing parties and all of that, like, off the internet until it's wrapped up. But yes, there's no point in this process where I wanted to outsource this work to someone else. And with that being said, it is incredibly challenging. Um, this work of representing myself. And I do kind of want to start at the top, of what my process looked like. And I'm not going to go in detail because, again, like, it's boring. And I'm not, like, this isn't telling people how to, like, file pro se. I'm not giving advice. I don't even advise it. I genuinely don't advise it for many people, but let's get into what I actually want to talk about, which is the process. So, um, these people, they fired me, and I came into contact with some wonderful woman, shout out to Mo on LinkedIn, who explained to me kind of my next steps once I had lost that job. By the way, it was a great job to lose. Um, so she told me to file with my state's Commission of Civil Rights. I think that's what it's called, CRC. And they took notes about what transpired between me and these employers. And the woman, she was so kind. I wrote an entire kind of like summary of all of the things that happened, all of the laws that I believed with my limited knowledge were broken. And immediately upon receiving my information, and this process did not take long at all, thank God. Um, this is this moved within a couple of weeks. She said, "You have a federal case. We're gonna bump this up to the EEOC. Like, you don't need to do an interview or anything like that. Like, we're just gonna start your case for you." And that one, it was like a confidence booster because, like, yeah, I know I had a case because the lawyers I was talking to, vetting before, all of them were saying very discouraging things to me. One of them, even, and it was a black woman too, which blew my mind. This lady said to me, "Oh, well, I wouldn't have handled it the way you handled it. Did I ask you what you would have done in my situation? No, I'm asking for legal representation." That's another reason why I decided to represent myself. But anyway, the case got bumped up to the EEOC, and I have tried going through the EEOC before with a different employer, and the process is long. Like, even to get an interview, like, it's long, it's arduous, it's confusing, it's asinine. And thankfully, because I had gone the route that I went through, I didn't have to like wait for an interview. I didn't have to wait to be contacted. Like, the day that she said she was bumping my cases up to the EEOC was the day that I had a file number, a case manager, and all that stuff, which was excellent. Um, so fast forward a couple of months, both parties put up their position statements, and that the EEOC process is so annoying to me. I wasn't notified that they put anything up on the portal. So, like, I ended up responding to one of the employers, but I didn't respond to the other one. Um, and I don't know why. I can't recall at the time why I didn't respond to the other one, but I did feel like it was repetitive, redundant, and unnecessary. So what I ended up doing, and I kind of want to put times to this. So I got fired like the very end of May, and in July I went to the Department of Civil Rights or the Commission of Civil Rights or whatever. And then in July I also got put onto the EEOC. They responded to the case, I think, in like September, October. And then in January, I requested my letters for a right to sue. I got my letters. One of them, the one that I didn't respond to, I got a letter from them right away. The one that I did respond to, it took them several weeks to give me a letter. So, um, like 3, 4 weeks after I got my first letter, I got the second letter. Mind you, like, you have 90 days to file a lawsuit after you get these letters. So I'm watching the clock. I'm watching these people at the EEOC drag their feet. I'm following up, yada, yada. Luckily for me, everything was put together. well, not everything was put together, but I was able to get the documents that I needed from them. And then I proceeded to, during that time I was waiting, I proceeded to prepare my lawsuit and file it with the state. Now, that is a different process, and it is, I'm not even going to talk about that because it's so boring. It's so boring. I don't want to talk about the mechanics of it. Like, surely there are plenty of people online who are talking about that. I don't want to talk about that. I don't care. But what I am learning being in the system is that I'm trying to figure out how I can say this without completely being disrespectful, but like, it is inefficient on purpose. Like every bit of it. Even like, I was surprised that the Department of Civil Rights and even the EEOC that went so fast, because I've seen the EEOC drag its feet. But I'm learning that the entire system, when it comes to you fighting for justice, fighting for people to be held accountable for their wrongdoing, it intentionally is slow, old. Like it reminds me of like a giant clock, and like you can see all of the like cogs and things behind it. Like the law system is this giant clock for me, and like you can see all the dirt and the debris and the oil that has built up and got gunky, and like that's what I think about when I think of the law and the system. Like I know that it is not set up to really help anybody, right? Like the whole point of it is to slow you down, burn off steam, get as much money as possible. And it's not discouraging or disheartening, but it's disturbing more than anything that this is how um the American justice system works, right? But as I have started this lawsuit and I filed at the end of March, I have learned that. So, you ever been to a gym and they have like the different rooms where people can like rent out? Like, I've in an LA Fitness once, they had like all of these rooms where people could play tennis. And in each room, people have their own equipment, they're playing tennis and they're serving back and forth. It's like the court is like that. And the lawyer that is assigned to you and the magistrate, like you're playing your own game in your own rule in your own room with your own opponent. But there's nobody refereeing in that room, right? There's just a whole baby. My eyes are rolling out of my head. A whole lot of back and forth, a whole lot of just procedural stuff. Is it's such a mess. It's such a mess, and I can't even be frustrated for real because I know that that's intentional. I know how it's supposed to work, and I know that one of my greatest assets are going to be to remain grounded and remain calm through it, right? But it's like it's a mess, and so that judge acts as a referee, and they step in every now and again. So like for me on the docket, I told you I filed at the end of March. I didn't I haven't seen the judge on the docket do anything since June 1st. And today, as I record this, it's July 31st. So, like, a lot has transpired between then and now. And it's just like, girl, what is going on? Where are you? And again, like, that's intentional. The judges, I don't know what they have going on. I don't know what their workday looks like. I understand that they're probably stretched and strained, but that's intentional. They probably have a crazy caseload, and that's intentional. And mind you, in this court that I'm in right now, I think it's maybe like, I don't know, off the dome, I would guess like 10 judges. And like I guess each judge has its own magistrate judge, but it's like um deeply, deeply ineffective. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just slow. The system is old. Um but it works perfectly. It works exactly the way it's supposed to work. At the end of the day, I think what has kept me grounded is reminding myself that this is capitalism at its finest. This is not meant to make things better. This isn't meant to make anyone like make them comfortable or make sure people get justice. And we see that in very real time with like higher profile cases that are making the news. Like we know that the system, especially when it comes to Black people, does not serve us. It's not interested in us. It doesn't care about us, et cetera, right? Um, and in that, like knowing that the system works absolutely perfectly. So like, who am I to complain? I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna like do what I came to do, and handle my business. So Um, and even with that, y'all, like, I don't want this video to be too long. It's already like at 15 minutes, but like honestly, if you watch it, God bless you. But so even with that, I'm learning that the process is slow, it's old, and it's gate kept. One of the things that really one of the things that really made me want to get a lawyer for representation initially was the fact that I was scared. I was scared of the system. I was scared of doing something wrong or making a mistake. I was afraid that, one wrong thing would cause the whole thing, my whole case to come tumbling down, et cetera, et cetera. But even even the lawyers in this instant, the co-defendants on the other side, like they have made mistakes where they were visibly corrected on the docket. So people who went to school for this, like it's so complex that they're not even getting it right. So it's like that really helped me find more grounding and breathe because I'm a pro se litigant. Number one, I'm not expected to be an expert in case law. I'm not expected to know exactly what to do. I have access to the federal rules and the local rules and court rules and all of that. But it's like, with all of the rules, all of the amendments in the world, it's still confusing. It's so confusing. And again, like that's intentional. Like it's supposed to confuse you. It's supposed to keep as many people out as possible so that you can look for a lawyer, so that you can be overly charged, so that lawyer can do half of their job, walk away with a paycheck, and maybe you get some semblance of justice. But like at the end of the day, it's a money making machine. Um, yeah. And I'm looking at my notes and I'm trying to like not leave anything out. But I guess like for me, um, this whole process so far has left me understanding that these systems, the big and the scary energy that I was getting before I stepped into it is a facade. It is a mask that is worn to keep as many people out as possible. So, one, you don't fight for what you know you're owed. Two, it's to keep the status quo up. Like, because imagine if people like knew that you actually can navigate the system. Like, yeah, it's very challenging and it takes a lot. And I'm going to talk about that in another video, but it is like, it's not impossible and it's not just for a lawyer to do, someone who went to school for it for like eons. Like, at the end of the day, the judges are human, the lawyers are human, humans make mistakes. And one thing that I think about often is like, whoever made these laws made them a really long time ago. Old laws, old people. And increasingly, our society is becoming more and more illiterate. And to me, I'm like, to me, you can navigate this if you can read, if you have strong reading comprehension skills, if you have strong skills where you can see what is not meant to be seen, if you can read in between the lines, well, you can do this. You can navigate it. Of course, you need other things, more internal stabilization. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. But right now, we are pushing up on 20 minutes, and that is a long time. So thank you for listening. I will be back with another video. And these videos are going to be very, very raw in the sense that I'm not really interested in editing or like music or clips or any of that. Like, girl, I'm busy. I just told you I'm like helming a case by myself. This is more like a video diary entry, whatever. But like, yeah. Thanks for chilling with me for this time. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all of those cute things. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.